The hardest red pill of all to swallow is hypergamy. Gynocentrism is a big problem. You know, women being slutty in their younger years especially is a big problem. You know, legislation is a big problem. Sexist legislation, big problem. The family court system is a big problem. These are big problems. Feminism, modern, radical, second and third wave feminism, these are big problems. But the biggest problem of all of that, is female nature, which is fundamentally hypergamous. She wants a man who at least is on her level, or who makes more than her. Women don't respect men who aren't doing well in life. This is attached to their sexuality. It's attached to their wanting relationships. It's evident all the time. Women respond to rich men. Why do women chase rich men? Why do women want to date men with money? Because this is their hypergamous nature. They want a good life. And in a sense, you know, you can't necessarily blame them. It's nice to have a good house. It's nice to have nice things. It's nice to be able to go on vacations. It's nice to never worry about money, or to have security, right? All those things are nice. So in a sense, it doesn't seem like it's that bad of a thing, right? And this is where a lot of guys get kind of tricked and fooled into, you know, playing into it. Playing into the hypergamy. Oh, I need to go out and have a good job so I can afford a place to live and so I can get a woman. And this is what I used to think too. But then I wasn't able to do that. And then I realized female nature's a bitch. Female nature is unforgiving. Female nature is not loving, and for people to say they're the fairer sex. Not true, man, not true. It's vicious. It's ruthless. Married men who have had a career for a long time, and then all of a sudden they get laid off and they can't find another job and they lose their house. Why is there that saying, oh, I lost my house and my wife and my kids? Why is there that saying? Because that's usually how it goes, usually in that order. You lose your house, your wife leaves you, and she takes the kids. Because you're not a real man anymore. You can't provide for her anymore. So what's the other side of that? There is no other side. A woman's love and a relationship between a man and a woman is contingent upon that fact. You gotta bring home the bacon, bro. That's your duty as a man, a real man, right? There's no other side. There's no I love you till death do us part. That's a bunch of horse shit. Finances are one of the top 3 reasons why people get divorced. Finances. Think about that. What does that mean? It means if you don't have your finances in order, she gonna leave you, bro. She gonna leave you. It's not just like, oh, we're arguing about the finances. We can't figure out how to put our paychecks together and make it work. Bullshit. It's the man don't make enough money. You don't make enough money. You're not and she fucked up. That's what she's thinking. Oh, I should have married a richer man. Should have married a wealthier man. That's hypergamy, bro. That's female nature. That's the most fucked up thing on the planet. And when you live in a rich ass, yuppie ass, liberal area like I do in Seattle, where feminism is the king and democratic liberalism, everybody's a democratic liberal, you see just how phony these people are. You see just how much they really care about money and they really don't care about all their bullshit morals. These people don't have love. This is not a happy place, man. Yeah, they got money. They got houses. It's all over. They got all these houses, all this land, all this money. Median income in Seattle is $75,000. You don't see crappy cars that much around here. I grew up in a smaller town and you see crappy cars everywhere because people have less money. The median income of the city that I grew up in was $35,000. That's over half of what the median income of Seattle is. So trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I know how people behave when they have less money, and there's a lot more love, there's a lot more friendship, there's a lot more loyalty, and there's a lot more happiness. When people have money, money's funny. They start to act funny when they get money. When everything's all about money, they start to act funny. Look at these nice houses. There's big ass houses everywhere. And guess what? Rent ain't cheap. It ain't cheap out here. Everybody's got, look at these campers. Everybody's got campers, boats. Because this is what it's all about. It's not about humans. It's not about humanity. It's not about love. It's not about loyalty. It's not about friendship. It's not about having a good time. It's about these nice cars and these nice houses and these nice little lives that they're living. And what are they doing? They're occupied. Occupado. Occupado. With what? Look at all those cars. Nice cars. Mercedes and Jaguars and Lexuses. They're everywhere. But where's the good people? Look at this. A new house. Somebody just put this up. Somebody just built this mansion-like house. How? They figured out new ways to make money. Pyramid schemes, drop shipping, Amazon selling, eBay selling, get into sales. Everybody's got a nice car. Everybody's occupied with a good job. For what? Your whole life is occupied. Are you happy? I don't know. People don't go out and do much. This here is probably the worst kind of car you'll see in Seattle. People don't do much. Nothing to do here. It's boring as fuck. The people are dry and we got something called the Seattle Freeze. Because everybody's got money here. Why? Because they're always working. They don't do anything else. They don't have fun. They don't enjoy their lives. Now, I'm not saying that people shouldn't have jobs. I'm not saying it's not good to have money. I'm not saying it's not nice to have security. But if you take those things away and you don't want to still be with the person, do you really have love? That's the question. Do you really have love? Is love real? A lot of people say they love their partner. I love him. I love her. I love. But take away the good circumstance. Would your love last? Go through any type of turmoil or hardship. Did your love survive through arguments? Did your love survive through financial hardship? That's the question, man. That's the question of questions. And from what I see, it doesn't. These women are all looking for a good man. They're all looking for a man with money. They're all looking for that ticket. And you'll hear a woman say, oh, he doesn't need to be rich. He doesn't need to have the coolest career, although they would like it. He doesn't need to be this. He doesn't need to be that. But bottom line, he's got to have a career. He's got to have money. He's got to have he's got to have a place to take care of you. You ain't taking care of yourself. You ain't taking care of some kids if you don't have money. Particularly these single moms. They ain't messing with no broke dudes. That's a fact, man. So that's female nature, bro. Hypergamy is the number one hardest thing to swallow as a red pillar, because you realize female nature is fundamentally shallow. It's fundamentally conditional. And that's weakness. That's weakness. And you'll hear guys who argue, and from a evolutionary standpoint, bullshit, because they can always fall back on the state to take care of them, and many do, and I've seen it again and again. Well, she has kids. She needs a man to take care of her while she raises her kids. Bullshit. I've seen women go through pregnancies and while still being a slut. I've seen women have kids while slutting around and being single and still hold down a full-time job. I've seen it all, bro. Don't let that bullshit lie infiltrate into your skull where you think that, oh yeah, women need a real man to take care of them so they can have kids. Bullshit. Bullshit. I've seen it again and again, man. Raising kids, single moms. And yeah, once they become a single moms, then they're like, oh shit, this is tough. I need a man. That's right. You need the father, you dumb bitch. You need the father. While you were slutting around. You need the father. Not some new man to take care of your kid. Not some new guy who has money. Which is what they all want. Because they make the mistake of riding the cock carousel and oops, didn't use a condom. Oops. Forgot to take the pill, got pregnant. Oops. And at least they didn't have the heart to kill it like so many other women. Millions of babies are murdered a year. Planned Parenthood, at least they didn't do that. But they kept it, and now what? Now they want you to pay the bills. Because the father never loved them. Because the father was just trying to get some pussy. And this happens again and 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 over and over. And these men are still too stupid to look past it. Because they want some easy pussy. They want some access to a woman who wants to settle down now. Because, believe it or not, there's guys who are trying to settle down. And they can't get no woman to settle down with because the women are too busy chasing chads, chasing the bad boys. And then once she decides she's done with that, now she's ready for your little punk ass. Now she's ready for the steady, domesticated, beta, career-driven guy who makes money and pays a lease and's gonna put a roof over her head. while she raises the bastard. And it is a bastard. It's the definition of a bastard, a child out of wedlock. Sorry, you're a bastard. And that used to be a bad word before feminism got a hold of it. Used to be that you called someone a bastard and it was an insult. We don't use that insult anymore because it's hate speech. Well, there was a reason why it was an insult, because it used to be embarrassing to have kids out of wedlock. Before the fucking feminists started influencing people's subconscious behavior and thoughts. Now it's perfectly fine to have a kid out of wedlock. Now it's perfectly fine to raise bastards. But you gotta get that guy with money. Because now it's really real. Now you really know what it's like to have a baby and do it by yourself. And it ain't easy. And that's why they're all scrambling to get a father, scrambling to get a guy with money, because they don't like raising the kid by themselves, because it's fucking hard. A woman cannot be a mother and a dad at the same time. It's not how God intended it. It's not how nature intended it. It's not how it's supposed to be. And these dumbass feminists are pumping this bullshit into guys' heads or young women's heads and making them think they can do it. And then they realize they can't. And they're like, oh shit, I need money. I need a guy with money.